it's represented here and here and the leg. Could you start please?
I see. These chakras are represented outside also in our body. We can say that on our feet, as you know, you know the Nabi. Nabi is the thumb. You'll be seated, I'll tell you, you'll know. Nabi is the thumb, left and right Nabi. Then, second finger from the thumb is the Vishuddhi. The third finger is the Swadhisthana. The fourth finger is the Agya. And the fifth finger is the heart. Now this is our basis. Then in the hands they change. As you know, in the hands you know very well. I need not tell about the hands. Now in your hand, you can say, this one here is the Lalita chakra, also is the part of the Vishuddhi chakra. It works out the Vishuddhi chakra, Lalita chakra. And then this is the Nabhi, and this is the Vishuddhi. Swadhisthana is in between, you can say. Now, heart is here. So, anytime you have this finger paining too much, then you must know there's some trouble with the heart. But heart is not in all these things. But sometimes it could be felt here. Heart chakra can be felt here with a reflection, maybe on this side. So we can do like this, is to say, Vishuddhi, heart, then Nabhi, then Swadhisthana, and then, this is Vishuddhi, this is Swadhisthana, this is heart, and this is Nabhi, and this one is but I never use them, so I just don't. Heart, this is Vishuddhi. Alright? But you can feel it, sometimes even heart here. Because if Swadhisthana is very active, your heart goes off. So you can feel it here. It's a very important thing that we should have that discrimination. Because if I tell you something, maybe you are not at that level of discretion and you may get confused. So this is the Vishuddhi. Now, there is pain here, that means there is problem with your Vishuddhi. Now, sometimes you have a problem, say, on your Vishuddhi. Now you can pull this finger, just to pull the finger nicely, and you'll be surprised the vibrations coming out of left Vishuddhi. Anyone, you have any problem, you can pull them. And that is how all the chakras are placed in the body. In the same way, downward if you move, this is the Nabhi, this is the Swadhisthana, both are Swadhisthana, and this is the heart, and this is the Vishuddhi at the ankle point. This is Vishuddhi. at the ankle bone. So the main thing to remember are the Vishuddhis, because Vishuddhi, Nabhi and Swadhisthana. These three are important because they go off immediately as soon as, supposing there's a Nabhi patient sitting with you, you'll immediately have a problem on your Nabhi. But these sometimes manifest, not all the time. So they can be confusing. But Swadhisthana especially, like when I got down in Canberra, I just couldn't walk. Both the Swadhisthhanas went like that, you see. I didn't know how to move. It was terrible because both the Swadhisthhanas were caught up for a while, but they were. So it is indicative of those things.
The Sarastra is represented by the lotus flower.
You have to speak up.
Okay.
Stand up.
Please.
The Sarastra is represented by the lotus flower.
The Saraswara is represented by the lotus flower.
Yeah.
At the moment, is the lotus flower starting to lose its petals and the fruit develop? So that
She
seeds
said-
may be nourished?
The Saraswara is represented by the lotus. And is the lotus at the moment, is the lotus losing its petals and the fruit developing?
See, it is represented as lotus because our brain is like a lotus. Actually, if you cut it horizontally, you can see as if you have cut the petals. And if you cut it vertically, you can see that around the limbic area, it is just like petals of lotus. But when you are enlightened, what happens? They swell up and they open out, and they all have beautiful colors. They look like tongues of flames. It's very beautiful. Now the Sahasrara is open, and the lotus is open, and inside you find the fruit already there, kept, which is the Agya Chakra, which is there. You can see it very clearly. Agya is yellow, yellow covered, what do you say, like gold cap is the Agya there. Beautiful Agya is inside. Now the fruit of the lotus is later on we see, and I would say that is called as Bindu state, where you become a Bindu, a dot. It's a little dot, and that dot has to then grow. So it's the second stage starts when you become the fruit of the lotus.
Shri Mataji, could you say something about those higher chakras, about the Sahasrara?
What chakra?
Well, I've heard people talk about the Bindu and the Adu Bindu and the higher chakras above that.
You see, I don't think you should worry too much about these. There's 3 stages higher than Sahasrara. I would suggest just now, let us concentrate on Sahasrara is a better idea. But Bindu, Ardha Bindu and Valaya are the 3 stages in which one has to pass through later on. And you would pass gradually when you develop yourself horizontally. That's what we have started now. So let us keep to this idea that we have to develop ourselves horizontally. We should see how we affect the other person, how we influence the another person. For example, some people, you see, they are very egoistical and all that. They may come in contact with you and say, oh, very nice person, charming person, this, that. But actually that person is just very physically maybe attractive, or maybe a little brilliant type of person, but doesn't have anything much in it. But if that person standing next to you changes the mood and temperament of another person, then you can say that this person has a spiritual personality. So let us see how you affect the nature. Flowers. You saw the miracle of the flowers that I performed for you the other day. In the same way, let us see what is the effect of your character on the trees, on your friends, or in the food that you make. Everything changes. It's very beautiful. So we have to see that, how it works out. I have known people who have never known what is poetry is. Suddenly they became poets. Some who were never musicians started singing so well. Like Christine, you know Christine, she never used to sing. She had a horrible voice. And suddenly she started singing like a cuckoo bird. So not only you, but on others, what effect is that? What others feel about you. You see how you are kind, good, and sweet to others, not superficially, but your behavior should change another person, transform another person. Your presence should bring auspiciousness.
Shri Mataji, when we read the poems of Kavi and the saints, we feel the heart of them in their poetry and the feelings for God. How can we develop that blissful awareness and love for
What
Him?
is-
How can we develop that same heart that poets like Kabir have for you? How can we develop the same heart that these great poets have?
Same heart as what?
Kabir, the poet Kabir.
Why not? See the handicap of Kabir. You have no handicaps. Kabir had no mother to tell him, no mother to love him, to look after him and tell him all these things. He had a guru. If you know Kabir's life, Kabir wanted to become the disciple of Ramananda Swami. But he was a Muslim or low caste or whatever it is. So he could not reach Ramananda Swami. The disciples would not allow him to go near Ramananda Swami. So one day Kabira went and slept on the steps of the river Ganges whole night in the cold, waiting for Ramananda Swami to come, because he used to always pass the same way. And his feet fell on Kabira. And he said, "Oh my child, what are you doing here?" So Kabira got up and he said, "Sir, you have accepted me as your disciple today." He said, "Yes, I have." And then Ramananda Swami took him and he trained him into something great. You don't have these handicaps. Kabira never had anybody to support him or help him around. Actually, single-handed, he fought the whole world. Horrible people were around him. Even today, those who are in his place, in Patna, and all places where he lived, I was surprised that he described Kundalini as Surati, and they described tobacco as Surati. Such horrible, nonsensical people making fun of everything. There Kabira lived and developed that heart. You don't have all these handicaps at all. You all speak the same language, you live with the same ideas, you have your own mother to tell you everything, so you can develop the same heart as Kabira had.
When I meditate, sometimes I can see beautiful, like a massive flower coming out of the head, or a beautiful sort of a goldy, like almost like a vase. And I've been asking people, and I don't know. They don't know really the answer, and I don't know either. But I have not taken.
No, that's the Kundalini that you see. It's like a telescope, you see, like a goldenish, yellowish, sort of like a heated iron.
It's like a furnace.
Yes, a furnace, like a furnace. That's the Kundalini you see. And that's a good thing to see. But when you see, you are not there. So it's better is not to see that and be, yeah. But what you see is that, is the Kundalini. It's good. I mean, seeing is very good, but go beyond it. If you say, I don't want to see it, now I want to enter into it.
Yes, last night, for instance, I was sleeping with my little girl, and in her bed she asked me to come, and we meditated, and it was enormous. And I suddenly woke up.
In your dream you saw?
I don't know whether it was a dream or whether I was still meditating, but...
In dream if you see is very good, but otherwise in meditation you should not see it. In the dream if you see is very good. It's the Kundalini itself, it's like a furnace, it looks like a silent burning furnace.
Sometimes like fireworks, it's
Yes.
quite beautiful.
But you shouldn't see it anymore.
Right.
Try to avoid.
Shri Mataji,